Hey guys, and welcome back to Rainbow Ink. Today is another Percy Jackson Friday video. For anyone who's curious why there's a birthday banner back there, go check out yesterday's video. It was the 10-year anniversary of Rainbow Ink, so yeah, card somewhere up there as well. Sorry for anyone who's new who hasn't seen that video. It'll be in the link description as well. And for anyone who did watch that video yesterday, if you're watching this the day the video is being released, if not, it's just literally the video that was uploaded before this. I had given a teaser / hint of the next characters that I would be sorting, which was we're getting in touch with our emotions, both the first set and the second set. I already know you guys are probably seeing the title and thumbnail and it's the giveaway. We're sorting the characters from Inside Out 1 and Inside Out 2. We have 10 characters to get through today, that being 9 emotions, and one other character that is not Riley Anderson. We are not sorting Riley Anderson in this one. She's barely in the movie to begin with, even though this is all happening in her mind, and no offense, barely anything there to begin with. There's that. So hopefully every character is going to get a standard answer. Since the emotions from the second film are pretty much parallels / foils to the original emotions, minus Joy for some reason, so they might go in the same place for similar regions. If so, I'm so sorry for that. Like I said, I'm going to try and get everyone to have an definitive answer. I do have cards here, so let's go through them. I need these cards. Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Ymir, Ares, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Hephaestus, Aphrodite, Hermes, Dionysus. And then we have 13 through 20, the other cabins card. These were added on the end of The Last Olympian and the beginning of the Lost Hero series. Just for instance, Hypno, Iris, Hades, Nike, just for instance. These were cabins added on at the end, but they're still cabins at Camp Half-Blood, so there's that. Sorry if I mispronounce any of these characters' names. There's especially one that I know I'm going to mispronounce, which we'll get to here in a little bit on. I just will apologize in advance. Suck at pronouncing names and words in general. So there's that. Enough rambling, enough stalling. Let's jump right in with our first character, which, let's be honest, she's kind of, no offense, the main character, the leader, Joy. And no offense, we're also starting off with a very lame, poor example of a character, because literally she's positivity, she's joy, she's happiness, she's sunshine and rainbows, and she has an upbeat attitude, and when she's not upset. And really, I can't think to put her in many places to begin with is my problem. But like upbeat, sunshiny attitude, best I can do is Cabin 7, Apollo. I'm so sorry. We're starting off with a very like horrible explanation and sorting for this. I'm so sorry. Tell me in the comments below where you think she should go instead. Okay, next up is Sadness, and originally I was debating between Athena, because Sadness is actually very smart. She reads all those manuals. The other one was Hades, because I know sometimes sadness can be like the emotion, not the character. Can be interrelated with depression, because yeah, and depression is a Hades thing, so it's hand in hand to me personally, but she does like care about the other emotions, and yes, is a Debbie Downer, which is making me lean more towards Hades by the second by me saying that. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna put her in Hades. You guys can just yell at me in the comments below, because I know there is some other characters that kinda deserve Athena more for them, so, or at least just in the cabins. So yeah, Cabin 13, Hades. I don't know how well Nico would like her. Okay, next up is Disgust. I kind of know where I want to put her already, and this of course does have a more stronger foundation kinda than the last two ones we just did, aka Joy and Sadness. So of course Disgust is supposed to keep like Riley from poisoning herself pretty much, both like physically and mentally pretty much, but the way Disgust acts and how she is, well, we knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Just going to take this down. It's a fun bit while it lasted. Okay, back to the sorting. Where was I? I was on Disgust. How she was acting, right? Right. The way she acts is like, look, I don't want to be here. Like, somewhat mean girl-ish. She likes fashion and stuff, and like, she's not totally, oh, me, but still, I feel like she's in the criteria of Aphrodite. I don't know if Case was stronger than the last two sortings, or if this was just as weak. But anyways, Cabin 10, Aphrodite. Okay, next up is Anger. And I have two places, mainly because, like, he is Anger. But that being Aries for, like, his temper, and, like, he's more prone to violence because he is, well, Anger in that way. Or Hephaestus, mainly because he is, like, very loyal and very caring of his friends in his own way. He's still Anger. And also, like, another reason for Hephaestus, because it's, like, the fire aspect, because he literally flames on top of his head, not the side of his ears, but on the top of his head when he gets angry, so I figured fire's a thing of Hephaestus, but no offense. Knowing his anger issues and him just, like, willing to burn the place down even, I want to lean more towards Aries than anything else. I am so sorry. You guys tell me in the comments below where you think he should go, or if Aries is a good fit, but for the moment I'm going to put him in cabin 5 Aries. Okay, next up is Fear. Truthfully and honestly, if we could pick any god, it would be Phobos, who is the god of fear. Hopefully I said that right. But he does not have a cabin at Camp Halfwood, so I'm gonna try and stick within cabins at Camp Halfwood. But we all know, if he was a child of anyone, Phobos. Again, hopefully I said that right. But either way, how Fear acts is, other than him being scared of things, he is a planner. He, like, plans out their day to make sure nothing happens, like, there's no fear that happens, where they don't get scared or upset or anything like that. Again, this is another weak explanation, but really that's the only thing I can go off of. So if I had to put him in a cabin, and if he had to be claimed by a god that had a cabin at Camp Halfwood, I guess cabin 6 Athena. It's the best I got, guys. I'm so sorry. There's that. Okay, so for this next character, this is the last character that was originally from the first movie, was never in the second movie, because, spoiler alert, they killed him off, which is Bing Bong. The only one that's not an emotion here, and I have two places where I want to put Bing Bong. Just whether it's by his, like, introductory of how we meet him, or how Joy and Sadness meets him, which is him taking memories, pretty much stealing them and putting them in his sack, and that immediately, oh, Hermes! And then the second place was Hephaestus, because of how much he cares and how much he's loyal to Riley. He wants Riley to remember her again. He wants to be in her life again. He loves Riley. He very much cares about Joy and Sadness, and literally gives up his own life for Joy, so she can get back to Riley in the end. And yeah, 2H gods names here. There was a third option, but I scratched it out. It was Dionysus. I figured he liked having fun. He was crazy. I'm sure Bing Bong liked to party a little bit and have some fun, and I was like, no, let's not do that. That's a terrible and very much weak synopsis of the character, and not right. So, that's why I disabled it down to Hermes, because that original scene we saw, but I think that's weak because it was just one scene versus his whole character-ness and personality-ness. I think I'm leaning more towards Cabin 9 Hephaestus for Bing Bong. It would make a good fit. Like, it would be funny to have an elephant thing. I don't know what he is. In Cabin 9. It's not the worst thing I've sorted in here. There's that. Okay, now, for our next 4 characters, we are getting into the emotions from the second movie. And once again, I apologize in advance if some of these overlap with the other ones I just sorted, so there is that. So sorry. So first up, our big main emotion, the leader of her group of emotions, anxiety. And look at that, I'm wearing orange to match her. Truthfully and honestly, if we could pick any god or goddess to be anxiety's godly parent, it would be Ozus, who is the goddess of, like, depression, grief, anxiety. Works. Her name, literally her occupation, goddess of anxiety, would be her actual mom, but sadly that goddess does not have a cabin at Camp Halfwood. So in the confines of Camp Halfwood, what god or goddess would claim anxiety as their child? Well, the only place I could think was Athena, truthfully and honestly. Because literally, it's the same exact facts with Fear, just cranked up to 11. She literally plans out the day. She's the group leader of her little group of emotions that comes along and kicks everybody out and stuff. So yeah, Cabin 6 Athena. Again, I'm so sorry. Okay, so for this next character, it's the character that I know I'm gonna mispronounce. This is the only character that I actually think that I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing which is Ennui. Hopefully I said that character's name right. So similar to Fear, similar to Anxiety, I think her godly parent would not be one in the 20 Cabins of Camp Half-Blood. Her true godly parent would be Eglia. Hopefully I said that right. The goddess of laziness and sloth, which pretty much rings up Ennui's alley because she lies around and just, don't do much. But that goddess doesn't sadly have a cabin in Camp Half-Blood, so once again we have to try and figure out, or at least I do for this video, you guys get to in the comments, where Ennui will go in the Cabins of Camp Half-Blood. Really I only have one place. The thing. It's very weak, and that is Cabin 15, Hypno. I know Hypno is the god of sleep. A lot of times, sleepiness can be equivalent to laziness at times. Sometimes it can be. Not all the time. I'm not saying Hypno's kids are lazy. They're just sleepy. But it's the best I got. I'm just saying. Within the Cabins of Camp Half-Blood, I know I'm limiting myself, but that's what I got. Tell me in the comments below where you think she would go, but truthfully and honestly, I think Ennui's demigod parent, or not demigod parent, she would be the demigod. I think Ennui's godly parent would be Geldia, full-heartedly the goddess of sloth and laziness. There's that. Next up is Envy. Let's be honest, a foiled / comparison to discuss. And I already know where I want to put her because of the similar reasons of discuss, but also different. As we know, Envy is jealousy, and her goal is trying to make pretty much Riley popular along with the other emotions in the second film, as well. So she wants to be the popular girl. She is into shiny, pretty things as well, and I'm pretty sure Aphrodite's in the shiny, pretty things as well, being like the goddess of beauty. So yeah, I'm so sorry. This is a weak explanation. I'm so sorry. So there's that. And now we are on our, and now for our final character, or I should say final emotion, Embarrassment. He barely does anything in the movie. Pretty much the muscle in the group because he's the biggest guy there. So yeah, but he's a good emotion. He's originally loyal to Anxiety and the others, but yes, does betray them to help Sadness. They're foils / comparisons to each other, I think. Yeah, I really don't have much for this character. We began weak, now we're ending weak, like a sandwich. So, there's that. The only place I can really think to put him was maybe, Hephaestus, but I don't know how much it would slide there, and just him standing in a corner being very embarrassed to do anything. I don't think the kids would have a great time with him, and I just noticed I put both of the pink colored characters in Hephaestus, and that's very hilarious to me. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and state that any character I did sort today, tell me in the comments below. If you disagree with any of the characters that I sort today, I'm welcome to it. Tell me in the comments below. Any characters that I didn't sort today, like Riley for instance, tell me in the comments below as well. I would love to hear it and read it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, all that wonderful jazz. Last video right there is to her beneath me. Playlist of all the scoring videos right up there. Also in the description will be a Percy Jackson playlist as well. And I'll see you guys next time. On the week. Bye.